We are back. Right, let's get these invites sorted.
Hey.
Hey, hey.
Hey.
Hello, my
Good.
guy as well. What you saying?
How's things?
Hey,
Look, you're
really
looking
good.
all fresh over there.
Hey, everybody's looking fresh.
Sun's got you
Obviously,
coming out, right?
he's
I
the
ain't looking
barber,
fresh,
man. He
looking
has
rough.
to look good. He has to look good. Yeah,
Hi,
how
nice
are
to
you
meet you,
doing?
yeah.
Nice to meet you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Good. Just keeping busy.
Keeping
Good.
busy. We can see, man. I'm seeing all the work you're doing. A
I know,
lot of
man.
work over there, man. You've got. I've been speaking to obviously to Jem a lot of it. First thing we want to clear up, we want to get the pronunciation of Yayan, which is what Jem
You
wants
said it. You
first.
said it right. You said it right.
Yan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
good.
So Jem, you've got that now. Yeah. Good. Good. Good.
Yeah. That's all good.
Bro, like,
I get
so
that all the time.
I was talking to Gemma. So obviously, like before we do these lives, obviously we have conversations, and I was telling her obviously like how I met you and everything like that. And I said to her that like what I noticed about the people that I met you with, like you was in good circles, like good people from way back then, always had the right mentality. And then I was obviously watching your YouTube video, so I was kind of like I was watching your journey and seeing how you've come. And obviously you were saying at a part you felt like lost as such. Do you know what I mean? Like you were trying to find your way. And that's obviously our lives are based on trying to help people who are in that stage. So like tell us a bit about your story. Obviously I know a bit more, but Gemma doesn't.
Yeah.
Obviously people listening. Yeah.
So, what? How I got into barbering?
Yeah, you can
Mm.
obviously tell a bit from before that, but tell us how you got to there. Like obviously the part where you were kind of at do you know what I mean, a stop road in life, how you got through that and how you
Yeah.
navigated through that.
It's one of those, like every young guy. I'm
Mm.
sure Andrew's in the same. Can agree. Growing up, you want to be a footballer.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
so I got to about 17. Obviously, originally I went to catering college for about 6 months. That didn't last.
Yeah,
Then, but that was just something I wanted to do a certain part of the course and just disagreed. And by the time they said, "Okay, we'll do it,"
yeah,
it was too late. The passion had worn off,
yeah,
so
yeah, yeah,
it wasn't something that I wanted to do.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
do something, your passion's there. Like you don't even have to force yourself to get up in the morning, or do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
100%, 100%.
Um, and then obviously an opportunity. There was a football college was starting up. It was the first one in South London called
Yeah.
Protec. I don't know
Okay,
if you
yeah,
know. Um, and yeah, so I had a trial there. I got in there. The first year I done quite well, and where my confidence was pretty high.
yeah,
I remember saying to my dad one day, I was like, I wanna go for trials. I want to have a trial for the national team in Cyprus.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Just to see, and it was literally just to see like the levels, how much more I needed to improve, or if I was there yet.
yeah,
Um, and then the talks with the agent, it just got to the point where it was just like, you need to play out here to do it. So I was like, okay, go for
yeah.
trials. Done the trials. Um, First team I didn't get into. That was a third division. And then the second try I had was with a team just got relegated from the first division,
Okay,
and
yeah.
I got into that one.
Mm.
So I was out there for 6 months. So the first few months it was good. I was training with the first team, playing for the reserves. But the manager who got me, signed me, who liked me, he got sacked a few months in.
Always the way. Yeah.
No,
I'm lost in terms of the football chat, but I can see that this is all about football, right?
No,
yeah,
it leads on to it because what it is with Jan is similar to me
Because
and a lot of
you
people.
guys met through football.
Yeah, so we met through
yeah,
football, and obviously, like a lot of people, obviously attempt to go as footballers, and then
Yeah,
after that stage, it's like you don't know what you want to do, you
right.
don't know how you're gonna get there,
because you've
and
invested your whole like for a lot of people as young men, like when it comes to football, you invest your
Yeah,
whole
exactly, yeah,
everything into football.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So some people just slide off, or I like. Luckily for me, I fell into it because. So when I was out there, sorry, I was out there, and then the thing I don't know if it's just with where I'm from, or whenever like yourselves, if you ever go back to where you're from and stuff, like
yeah,
I went back, I was there, and I was just I was getting treated like an outsider.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I've
like
been,
to the point where, like, so over here I'll be foreign, over there I'll be foreign,
Mm,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
mm,
yeah, yeah,
and so yeah, it was a bit of a, it was, and I think because I was young, I kind of let too much slide.
yeah, yeah,
But where now it's, but then it's made me stronger mentally, and I'm more open and honest with people where I
yeah.
won't let stuff
So,
slide, if
like,
that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, that kind of pushed me, and then it got to a point where there's like 6 months you have to do the army.
yeah.
And
Oh, wow.
in my head, I was like, if why am I going to do the army for people that don't even like me or respect
Yeah,
me?
yeah,
And then that was it. I was just like, yeah, I'm coming back home.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I took all the college back. They was like, it's too late in the season for you to come back, so that was a no go. And then my dad was like, if you want to come back, you've got to learn the trade.
Yeah,
Otherwise, you're staying out there.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And because in the build up to me going to football college and stuff like that, it was a thing of I had a couple arguments. My dad was like, "Listen, it's done. Like you're
yeah,
18,
yeah,
19, like, but I don't know. I'm doing it." So
yeah,
then I had to respect him this time. And he's a
yeah,
barber. Mum's a hairdresser, and I was literally, it wasn't even a thing. Oh, I've always wanted to be a barber. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna
yeah,
go.
yeah,
I'll just do barbering. It's fine.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I haven't looked back. Touch wood. Thank God,
yeah.
it's pretty good, man.
It's worked out for you. No, definitely. It's you touched on some important things there because I obviously get the same thing. Obviously, if I go back to Jamaica, it going back to Jamaica was a reality check for me in similar to you, but also in another way because when you go back there, I also realized how fortunate I was over
mm,
here.
Yeah,
Um, and I definitely think like a lot more people should do it because I think it shapes you. Like
mm,
definitely going back shapes you because I was very, I don't even know, but hot tempered maybe when I was younger.
mm.
And when I went over there and realized, like, for example, they would ask me for like the shoes on my feet, literally the shoes on my feet. I realized like I was blessed. So every time I would come back, I had a bit more humble attitude and I would work. I realized I had to work for everything. Do you know what I mean? Like everything wasn't given to me. Um, and as I said, it's also one of those things. It's a lot of people that I work with, or a lot of people that come to me, are just in that stage where they're just in limbo. Do you know what I mean? Like they want things in life, but it's not going to be given to them. So sometimes I
Yeah,
have to kind of hit them up with like the reality check, and we have to get through that kind of period. And it was so interesting when I was watching your video, like via YouTube, or I was just like, this, you've done that there, and you don't know who you're going to touch. Do you know what I mean? When you put these things out there, you don't know who you're going to touch, but you just do them because you think, okay, if you can even help one or two people, like it's a benefit. So it's really really good, and it's a lot with like Gemma. Like obviously I've known Gemma a long time. Like I can't even tell you how young we were, like 19, 20, something like that. Blah, blah, blah. And like I've seen her journey and her growth as well. So now it's crazy just to see everybody go through. Everybody goes through the same thing, but just in different ways. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
love that. And so talk us through like the barbering, because to me it doesn't seem like you're just a barber. Like you're like the hub of the community. Like I see,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I'm
Like,
trying. I'm
there's so
trying.
much.
I
Like,
mean,
there's so much
Oh, so
going
I
on.
had to think back. So you guys, so both, you said that you both had these like aspirations to be like footballers, etc.
Yeah.
Right. So do you
yeah,
feel like in school that you guys should have been like, that they should be offering like kids how to like learn a trade in school?
Yeah.
Because like
yeah,
you go through that period of like in school that you probably were playing football a lot inside and outside of school. If football doesn't work out, you like work out, you're kind of left thinking, all right, well, what next? Do you think like if in school they were teaching trades, people wouldn't have to do options, or like what do you feel about that? Because you both share that kind of like similarity in your stories.
Yeah.
personally, I think they should teach you, number one, a trade and
Mm,
how to manage money.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been saying that
Because
recently a lot. Money conversations need to be had at home
Yeah.
and in schools.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
even if
100%.
like algebra, like just change the A to a
Yeah.
pound, or do you get what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like, even myself, it's only been like the last couple of years I've just started to be more smarter and
Mm,
know what to do with my money and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, and I feel for people out there, because it's like with school, it's not made for everyone. I wasn't made for
right.
school.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I, I, you can give me a test paper for a year one, and I probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But tell me to go and do something hands on, I'll
Yeah.
do it.
That
Or
was
I
But
will.
they need to be help supporting kids to tap into their creativity. Like it's,
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? It's not just academic.
yeah.
Kids, a lot of kids aren't academic. Do you know what I mean? Like they're
Yes.
not
yeah,
academic. They have more. They're more creative. And I think someone else just also said that. Yeah, like there needs to be more honest conversations with kids. If what happens if you don't? Oh, what happens if you don't make it? Kind
Yeah.
of thing. I feel
yeah,
like in school we're not equipped for that.
Yeah.
We
But
have
I
those
think,
like
you know what?
career conversations. Those like, well, I don't know if you guys had that as well. Like connections. I think here in Bristol we would
Yeah.
have those guys come out, talk to us about what careers we want, and it's like
Yeah.
not everyone wants to go out there and be. I don't want to be a nurse. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Talk to me about
yeah.
businesses. Like have those conversations. It needs to start in school as well.
I think there's
I
a
f-
disconnect as well, though. I think, like, for example, like I did business studies in school, but as you said, because they don't teach like money management,
Mm,
finance, and all of this, like it didn't feel realistic to me.
mm,
Like it didn't really feel realistic to me. Like I felt like I had to I had to go into the real world
mm,
and learn that way. Do you see what I mean? Like when I really
mm,
went into the real world, that's when I learned really how things were. I think
mm,
in school, I think the curriculum is just it's made and it's leveled out for just everybody. But
mm.
each person has their own different set of skills. So for example,
Exactly.
like
yeah,
there was probably 4, 5, 6 like lessons which we did which had no relevance to me whatsoever. Now I don't know if necessarily that should have been like banned from the curriculum, because you kind of have to go through it.
Mm,
But what I do wish is that they spent more time on the things that I actually enjoy.
mm.
And I think people would then enjoy school more because each person would go down the lane which is relevant for them. So I think
yeah.
that's kind of how it was. And I think in college, maybe you get that a bit more, but then you also, there's,
Or you just get freedom, innit?
yeah,
Mm.
Like they treat you like an adult, but then again, you're still not learning unless you've taken a course
yeah,
like that. Do you get
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
this
I
is the
think similar
problem.
to you, it's like uh, whatever I learned in school, it didn't actually matter because when I started doing business, maybe the odd thing would come up, but everything everything I'd learned came from the real life experience. Do you see what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that's when I really started to go, okay, this works like this. All the theories, all the mathematical equations, all of this, it
Mm.
became irrelevant because that, but it's hard. It's hard for me to know what was beneficial and what wasn't, but definitely real life was the best experience for
yeah,
me. Um,
Same.
that's true.
Definitely. And so to touch on that, obviously what I've seen recently is that now you're reshaping your business. What's the reason for that, and where did that kind of come from?
So I took over the shop 6 years ago,
Yeah,
and it was my dad's business. So what happened? He sold the lease to one of the women who worked for him,
yeah,
and then she kind of run the business down. And obviously, I'd been cutting for a while, and the opportunity arose, and I was just like, okay, I'll do it. Um, and I don't even know why I was even considering it. I should have just jumped at the chance to be
yeah,
24 at the time and to have your own business. It's amazing, and I think it was a thing of I don't know how to do it,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
but I think anyone who's trying to start a business, if you're thinking about how to do it, you're never going to do it. Just
yeah,
do it because
Yeah.
you're
My
going to
friend,
learn on
my
the
friend has
job.
joined now, and literally, we've been having about 4 hour conversations a day, like about stuff like that. And that's
Yeah,
what you're saying is so true. Like, because the theory, it becomes completely irrelevant until you
It
actually get
does.
into
I say
business.
to my clients, like, is the 80-20 rule. Like 80, it has to be 80% like mindset, 20 is like strategy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
if you've
literally.
got mindset, like you're not being able to like back up that strategy. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
you have
yeah,
to
yeah,
focus on like believing, like that self-belief, um, to be able to like push through and actually implement strategy.
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
100%.
Do you know what it is? I feel like when you see interviews with a lot of successful people and stuff,
Mm.
the way they explain things, it's like they had it all planned out perfectly, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
they're
yeah,
just like us. Like
Mm.
I know to myself, I know where I'm going to go. I know how successful I'm going to be, etc. And you don't you don't blag it,
yeah,
Mm.
but you get there. I mean, like my thing, like I'm not one of those. Say there's a situation that comes 99% of the time. I'm the one who's going to be like, okay, I'm not gonna be the one who's gonna be like, oh, you can't do that. Oh, what's gonna happen? Like
yeah,
for example, my mentality going into the shop, I
yeah,
was doing like 4 customers a day at one point,
yeah,
and my mentality was, okay, if this doesn't work, I can get a job in any other barber shop.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's a worst case
Worst
scenario.
case
Make
scenario.
good
Yeah.
money, make good money at a barber shop.
yeah,
Worst case.
yeah,
So, but my reason with this now is, so basically, obviously, it's my dad's name, and I liked people saying, "Oh, this is Jack's son,"
yeah, yeah,
blah blah blah.
yeah,
But I kind of got the shot back to a good sort of reputation,
yeah, 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 yeah,
and as nice as it is to obviously have the family business,
yeah,
for my future plans and stuff, it doesn't go.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
if I want to get to where I want to get to, I have to make a name,
yeah.
not for clout or anything, but I have
Mm.
to be
For
known.
yourself, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and yeah, my family were really supportive about it. They said, it's
yeah.
your shop. You're the one who's put the
I
work
res
in.
I
But
respect
it's
that.
another, it's a thing as well of I'm starting my business again, more experienced. I
Yeah,
know how to run a
Mm.
business now.
yeah,
You're still always learning, but I know how to run a business. I know, and it's a fresh start.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
For
I'm not
you,
going
yeah,
back there expecting to be busy every week.
yeah,
That's going to be a bonus.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
Mm.
it's a thing. It's a thing of not getting too comfortable and staying
yeah,
stagnant. You have to. I always have to. Like I get times before lockdown. There was times that I would get stressed because with me, I spoke to one of my friends about this. Where if I wasn't doing anything at all,
yeah,
I'd feel like I'm not being productive.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah. We
Sometimes
say that as
it's
well, don't we?
okay.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
stack is that's bad for my mental health.
yeah,
but that's just like for a day. So now I've got a list. Like I have to read. I have to manifest. I have to do 200 press up because then I
yeah,
know I've
yeah,
done something.
yeah.
And
Let me show you something. Yeah, I got 3 notepads. Yeah, I
yeah,
actually write everything down. Yeah, and tick them off one by one, because at the end of the day, that lets me know that my goals are achieved. Because sometimes one thing that I try to put when I'm working with clients as well. Like we might be at one point on week 1, and on week 4, I'm asking them what they've done. There's tasks that they should have done on week 1 which they haven't done, and I say to them, like, okay, if that's how you work, fine. But the problem is that 6 months go past, and there's a task that you should have done in week 1 which you still haven't done. So what you were saying about what you're saying, manifesting, doing this, doing that, is really important for people to, like, when you're running a business, especially, you have to structure things. Like, you have that structure, you work to that structure. Of course, you can be a little bit lenient here and there, but it just means you don't end up wasting years. And I feel what you're doing is really, really good, because you also said that your parents supported you. I love that, because a lot of people struggle with that. Like, they might have unsupportive parents, or the parents might not want to change the business name and stuff. I've seen that a couple of times as well. So I like that as well. But I like that you're also owning, like, you're basically stepping out of their shoes into your own shoes. You know what I mean? You're becoming your own man, which is really big. Your parents might or might not, but times have changed. You know what I mean? So you're rebranding it, I guess, for what's out there now. And I guess that's why you do the lives, why you do this type of stuff.
The thing is as well, it's because there's so many businesses and Sun, or this, and I don't want to, like, where from South Norwood, everyone knows South Norwood. It's not the prettiest area. I with my shop refit and that, I want to make it a thing of affecting the area positively. So they see that shop and they're like, wow, I want to do something different. I don't know any, like, I'm putting like a podcast room in my barber's.
Love that.
Like, specifically for that. So it's just doing, like, just because I got the title barber, it doesn't mean I can't be anything else.
You're not one dimensional.
You just cut hair. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, I wanna, like, there's loads of other projects with Barberstock, one of my good friends, Theo. That's someone you need to get on as well. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Do you
He's
think you guys would, like,
franchise your barber?
I would. It depends, because there's a couple things. Like, I want to eventually set up an academy.
A good idea, like that.
But going more down the route of helping people, because I feel like me, I went to barber college. And it was a thing of, I paid for 3 months, paid like $4,000. And it's just basically getting paperwork. As soon as you've done your last bit of your last signature, you're out.
You're out the door.
How good you are as a barber. It took me like a year to find a job.
Oh wow!
Wow.
So I want to set up an academy where, or even when I hire staff now, like younger lot, where we can help them financially, like how to manage money, and teach them in the academy how to run a business. So I'm training them to run my business, essentially. That goes down the route of franchise. That's a bonus. Because the thing is, nowadays, like, to be financially successful, you have to have multiple streams.
100%.
Back in the day, it was the thing of being a jack of all trades was frowned upon. Being a jack of all trades. Like, and so that's why I've got a few things. Obviously, I mentioned to you about the football thing. So I'm not going to say too much yet until it's official. So there's loads of stuff I'm trying to do with it. Like, really make it a hub. Rent out the podcast room. I've got a little garden space, maybe PTing or.
No, you're so right. That's a lot of something I realized a lot now, is that everybody that I work with literally has 2 or 3 income streams, or their business has different angles, and it's the same as mine. Like, obviously people see on the front of it, I obviously advertise that I do websites and obviously graphic design, but behind that there's a lot of coaching, there's a lot of mentoring. I didn't necessarily charge for that before, but I realized I got to a point where I have to, because people are coming to me and I spend a lot of time and energy with them So I've kind of done that angle. And then there's a lot more ways that I can grow the business, and I'm doing that same thing as you now. Do you know what I mean? But I think we have to in this day and age, just because of the way, I don't know if it's London, I don't know if it's society, but one kind of income stream isn't gonna, we're not all gonna survive from that. So we have to have different angles. So what you're doing is really good. And it's funny because I actually found out about your business from other people. You know that, like, it wasn't, imagine, like, I didn't know you were setting it up. Like, I remember somebody told me about it, and I was like, okay, that's weird. It was somebody that's not related, like, to us. Do you know what I mean? So I found out that way. And then one day, I still didn't know where it was. And one day I was driving past, and I saw this guy with a little gold stream in his hair, and I was like, I don't react that. Do you know what I mean? So it definitely, the word of mouth and the connecting and all of that benefits, because you know what I mean? I'm finding out about my own friend's shop, so crazy.
Yeah, no, it's important as well, surrounding yourself with the right people as well, man. Like, this lockdown especially, I've probably, touched wood, thank God, I've made closer relationships and better relationships.
Yes.
So I don't really speak to any of old lot.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that you're better than, because I was reading somewhere where someone was saying, like, you're there and people are down there. Sometimes people can just split. You get what I mean? It's not you. It's not you being better than them. It's just I'm on my own journey, and I can't. I've done the thing, and I'm sure you lot have done the thing where you're doing a lot for others.
Yeah.
And where you have to invest in yourself as well.
Yes, 100%. You have to surround yourself with the right people. But we were speaking about this on our last live, because obviously, like, your network, I know it's like one of those catchy things, but your network is your net worth. But it's actually true, because the people around you, they will encourage you to do the right things, or you need to be learning from people. That's something for me that I'm always trying to do. Like, I want to learn from people, from everybody, like from every different space. So obviously, if your friends are over here doing this kind of thing, and they're still doing good in life, but it's different to where you need to be. If you need to make that, like, that cut off and put yourself first, then do you know what I mean? You have to do it. But I'm sure that the thing with them, they probably know, like, you've always had good energy, so it's not like a bad cut off. It's just that we've got to do.
To be fair,
things. To
be fair, people didn't react too good when I opened the shop.
Oh, is it?
Because it's thing of, you don't holler at me, blah blah.
Oh,
but
that's interesting.
You got a shop. But again, they don't understand that.
Yeah.
Was it a case of, like, because now you were then absent, like, you went around, they kind of felt some type of way of, like, well, you're here building this, we want you to come and do this with us, but you just didn't have that time?
It was more of a thing of, even when you're not busy at work, you're still busy.
You're still busy. We were saying that.
I wish people understood that.
It's weird. But it's just, it's hard, man, because, like, even with business, like, when you get people getting angry that no one supports them and stuff, there's, like, Dallas, you probably know, man, like, the amount of people we meet in football and stuff like that. Probably thousands, isn't it?
Yeah.
7 years old all the way up to 25, 26. So to expect every person, as nice as it will be, every person to support your business,
it's not possible.
it's not
possible. Yeah.
So it's you can't explain certain things. Sometimes you just have to. If they're chatting with us, just okay.
Yeah.
You can't do nothing. No one can understand it fully.
Do you know someone I want to big up here? I don't think he's on the live, but I want to big him up anyway, because I know, like, we both know him, and it's funny you say this, because not that I didn't expect him to, but he's been so supportive of my business. Like, there's times when people wouldn't realize that. So, like, financially, you're in a tough place because you're managing your business. It's not like you're broke, but the money needs to go back into your business. Now, he's given me a few jobs at a few times, which he would never have known, but it helps me, and that's Kingy. And it's funny because Kingy always talks about you and always supports you. So that's someone I definitely like big up. I
King is
don't know
a
if he's
good
on it
guy,
today, but he's a good guy. Trust me. Like
He's
he
always trying to
represents
hustle
you
me
well.
trim.
Yeah, he'll always do that. And Zach as well. Zach was like,
Yeah.
as soon as I put up the post, Zach messaged me like, "That's good energy." So it's like, it's weird because when you are playing football, some of the people that you expect or don't expect end up years later being the ones that support. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so weird. Like, I
Yeah.
always had love for Kingy, but the support he's actually given me, like, it's massive at times, and he's
You
definitely
know,
done the same for you.
yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah,
He's only coming to me for about a year.
yeah.
Um,
I can tell because he's trims of rubbish before. So.
but no, it doesn't like to share stuff and that. It doesn't cost you anything.
Or
Like,
anything.
That's what
Yeah,
the Barber, is it Barber Stop has just said, yeah, the closest people to me have,
never
oh,
shout my page.
yeah, I've never shouted my
yeah,
page. have you guys experienced that as well?
yeah,
100%.
to the point, yeah, where I don't even like to do it, but I ask people to share it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And the
yeah.
fact that
Yeah.
you have to ask
Why
people
do you
that,
think that is though? Why do you think like the people closest to
just,
us
I
don't
just
want to
think,
do that simple thing? It's free.
I
People
just think that,
people
yeah,
wait until you're big. You see me, I share everyone's and anyone's. Like I am always liking people's pictures and stuff like that. But that's
yeah,
me. But the thing that I do, I don't expect it from anyone. I will literally, with me, I just keep it as a data thing. Do you know what I mean? In the back of my mind. Like I'm
mm,
like, okay, you don't support me, cool. Like, because I'm like, sometimes I'm putting up posts, I'm like, well, my friends, your close friends should be the ones. But then I've got this kind of other friends that are supporting more. Um, but that's on them. That's not on me. Like my character will always be the same. I'm not
yeah,
Yeah,
changing for nobody else. Like I know what I need to do. I know the right circles to be in. If they don't want to do that, that's up to them. Like,
100%.
yeah.
yeah, that's
The
the
I
thing
thing.
find
is, we
like
got,
people, the community I've built on Instagram,
Yeah,
constantly sharing my stuff,
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
all
That's
the
what I'm saying.
time,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
all the time, and I'm like, that's mad,
yeah,
like
yeah,
that is
yeah.
mad. But then I also think to myself, is it because I don't bring my friends in, if that makes sense? Like I'm not sharing am I sharing enough with them to make them want
to
to,
be,
do you know what I
Nah,
mean? Like I'm
for
so
me,
no,
busy, they
nah, for
might
me,
feel
it's
some type of
irrelevant.
way.
For
Or is
me,
it
it's
the
that we
thing is,
should just
irrelevant.
be
yeah,
sharing? I know if they had a business, etc., I'd be out there pushing it
Yeah,
so
yeah,
hard,
yeah,
without
thing is,
even being asked.
even if it's not for you, like it might be for someone else on your followers.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
So
yeah.
I share things, even if like I would just share things. It doesn't. I don't have no like my thing. I don't know. Like, what have you got to hide?
Yeah,
Like,
Mm.
yeah,
we've got like 5,000 followers between us, yeah,
yeah,
and I'll probably say get probably about 4 or 5 shares
yeah, yeah,
on my.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's mad.
But there's content, and the content, like like my barber videos,
Yeah,
they're done proper,
yeah.
and that will only get like 600-700 views.
But when you get to this is how you have to look at it, and this is how I look at it. And I've been in this situation before with everything. You see, when you get to the top, yeah, then everybody wants to attach. Oh, I knew him from football. I knew him from this.
Yeah,
I knew him from that. So me, in my head, the data's stored because when I get to that point, like, not that you want to bring in or anything, but I'm not going to let them then attach themselves to me. Do you see what I mean? I will only
yeah,
give love back to the people that helped me along my way. And I've done that like all my life. Like everybody that I've probably been with, like I'll be at a high point and I'm still showing love to people who
Mm.
are at this point. It doesn't matter to me. Like I don't feel in any way bigger, better than them or anything. But maybe some people have that narrative for them, or they feel they've got to a certain point and they don't need to whatever. But as I said,
it's
I
like
don't I
it's the
don't care.
same.
Once you build your own network, it's up to you. You've
Yeah,
got
Mm.
your own
Yeah,
trust. You know what I
100%.
mean?
I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad because, like I said, I know where I'm going and how successful I'm gonna be in that. But it's just like the people that got the same amount of energy to share a meme.
Yeah.
It's the same
Oh,
time.
Yeah,
don't.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I follow
Yeah,
any.
don't.
I
Look,
unfollowed all the meme pages,
yeah,
Yes.
everything. I
yeah,
get no distractions.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
that's why it does get frustrating. Or if I see my brother, he's trying to do a little funny thing on TikTok, or
yeah,
it's that. It's boom, boom, boom.
It's seconds, you know. It's
Like people are
seconds.
mentally lazy now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Like
No,
you're
but
not gonna get arthritis in your
everybody just
finger.
wants the, everybody wants the nonsense. Like that's how I see it.
Yeah.
Like
100%. If you look
everybody.
at like those posts, like that guy, what's his name? Derek. What's that guy the other from the other week who got
Oh yeah,
exposed?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But if
Derek
people love
Jackson.
the gossip, they
Yeah,
love
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah,
be. If
yeah,
they're not getting that from you, they kind of just swipe by. They want to
yeah,
be in. If they've
yeah, yeah,
seen your
yeah,
business
Yeah.
fail, they want
yeah,
to know. They want
yeah.
to. They'll be liking that post. They'll
That's
be
it.
watching that. But when you're doing good, it's
Yeah,
hard. It's hard to get that love from them. But if I turn around and said, "Oh, I failed. I lost this amount of money," how many
yeah,
people do you think would tune in to hear
yeah.
that because they see me fail?
When I post personal stuff, yeah, the likes are mad. When I post business stuff, the likes
Mm,
aren't as high. But you know
Yeah.
what? Once again, as I said, when I post it, I'm more looking for awareness. If you don't want to like it, it's completely up to
mm,
you. It's
mm.
just awareness. Like you can do what you want after that. DJ Magic
Yeah.
J, you're the biggest bully in the crime music industry. No, he's a joker. Bless up, Jay, man. But no, it's literally that. Like, as I said, once again, you just got to focus on your own like journey and not worry too much about that. Likes and that doesn't really determine anything. It doesn't mean anything. It's if you're getting, there's a lot of people I know that have low likes and high bank accounts. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it actually doesn't matter. I've got some people that are
Yeah.
friends with me that don't even really use social media like that, and their bank accounts are crazy. So I guess
Mm.
they're in the place that they need to be. Do you know what I mean? They've got family, they've got the people that they need that are close around them. So that is something that I do find a problem just with like this day and age. You know what I mean? Like this kind of everybody's on that kind of path just to make silly content, just to
Yeah.
do stuff like I can't
Some
do.
people live
I have
for
to stay
social
true to
media.
me. Huh?
Yeah.
Some people live for social media. Like
Yeah, yeah,
car, or they have as nice as it is, you have a child, or within 20 minutes of the baby coming out, it's on Insta.
it's
It's on
on Insta.
Insta.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just enjoy,
Trust me.
just enjoy yourself.
Enjoy
Like
that
I
moment,
don't,
innit?
yeah, like I don't even take selfies. Even when
Yeah, yeah.
people take pictures now, when they smile, I don't know how to take
How
it.
to do it? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I have a question for you though. Has social media been important in you building your business?
Yeah, but only view wise, because
Yeah.
like for example, you go to there's barbershops with over 200,000 followers. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
how many of them are coming to your shop for a haircut?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Unless they're helping your views on YouTube and stuff, which is helping you financially.
yeah,
It's but you have to do it
yeah,
to keep
yeah,
people up to date. So I do enjoy the social media side, but
yeah,
I enjoy the creative. That's why I do like the
Yeah.
barber
yeah,
videos.
yeah, yeah.
I get them proper because you have to be different.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's
There are
it's hard.
benefits to it. There's definitely like social media has elevated a lot of things, but where I think it was meant to go and where it's gone are two different things. That's the
Mm.
only thing. Do you know what I mean? Like I would like that maybe the platform of Instagram was translated to Clubhouse, or how I imagined Clubhouse was going to be. I would have liked a space for just creatives where it's not about clout and it's not about this. It's just
Yeah,
about like-minded business people. So
Mm.
if a platform like that is available, that would be good. Instagram and all these things has helped all of us, but as you said, it's more for views and more for awareness, like
Awareness.
than anything. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
definitely, definitely.
it's
It's
true.
just it's one tool, isn't it? It's literally one tool
Yeah,
out of many.
out of so many. Yeah,
Out of so many, it's
yeah,
just that one tool. But like you said, I find Instagram is it's good for building community
yeah,
uh, and awareness for
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
You know, I feel
yeah,
like
true.
tapping into other platforms definitely people should explore that. because there isn't, it's not just Instagram, is it? Like Facebook,
yeah,
Facebook probably for my business would be really good because of the groups,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
things like that. But yeah, social media is definitely important to build your business, because we had
And
that question last week.
DJ Magic J said, "Stop talking about barbershops because I need a damn haircut. I look like a bushman." That's the point, Jan. Once
Come
this
get
opens
that.
up, you're gonna have people flying through the door actually. 'Cause
Yeah. I've just done. Do you know what the thing is? It's because I doing the shop up. I didn't want a lot of people knowing how it's going to look and stuff. So I've
yeah,
covered
yeah,
the
yeah.
window, and a lot of people think I've closed down. I think.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
So
yeah,
I've
so
been,
during COVID, you've been doing like the refurb, etc.
yeah,
yes,
like
Yeah.
flipping
Okay.
renaming. So the sign's gone as
Right.
well. So people are like, "Oh, it's still here." I'm like, "Yeah,
it's
yeah,
still
yeah."
here. Yeah,
But I do appointments only,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Oh,
this
so
is
is that how you're gonna move after? Like completely just
yeah,
quit?
yeah,
Yeah, because I got
last
another barber that does that. Yeah, I think
yeah,
it's interesting.
since last year. And the thing is, it's a lot of businesses, especially barbers, they value their services based on what area you are.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
that's another thing I'm trying to do is to like I'm not letting an area or people decide my value for me.
yeah,
Mm,
I'm in South Norwood, I'm not charging £10 a haircut.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
mm.
Do you
You
get
have
what
to
I mean?
charge
I'm gonna
what's right.
charge yeah, I put the
Yeah,
work in to do this. I'm not spending money to do a shop up to charge £12.
yeah, yeah,
Do
yeah,
you
yeah,
get
yeah.
what I mean?
You have to charge the right price. Yeah, yeah,
But
100%.
the thing is, but it has benefited. COVID's benefited barbering in a way because it's given us a chance to step back and like actually realize we're worth more than
Worth more. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So glad you said that because I don't think um that's what also I'd say happened to me. I was working for certain prices and stuff like that. Still good prices and everything like that. But once everything slowed down for a period of time, I
yeah,
actually got the first time in maybe 2 years to actually like assess everything I was doing. So I know COVID obviously is gonna for some people like obviously they've lost money or this and that, but for some businesses it's helped us because we might actually have finally got a rest and able to
yeah,
analyze and like in terms of growth, it's so hard to grow when you're continuously working because you think, okay, if I drop off and I don't come in for 2 weeks, I'm going to lose all my clients and my customers and everything. So in that sense, it's definitely helped me as well because I've actually finally got to look at stuff and go, wait a second, this was wrong, that
yeah,
was wrong. And I think that's something that I need to kind of, when I'm putting out content, is look into that because there's a lot of people that find that part really, really hard. Like their business is doing well, but obviously we know every 5 years, maybe every 10 years, like things change. You know what I mean? Like society
yeah.
changes. So it's like people want to know when should they change or when should they adjust. So obviously we're not going to have this COVID every 5 years. So that's actually
No,
something I need to look into. Good
I,
point.
I
because
personally check in with myself monthly.
Is it?
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, because as a coach, innit, I'm helping people with that side of things, so I have to be really doing that as well.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always checking in and like thinking, am I showing up like true to my values? That's like
Yeah.
a big one for me. Am I happy? Has things changed? Like, where are we at now? Like, I'm always doing that, and that's why I feel like community and having like people like what I call like my business besties, like people I can just go to and we just check in with each other. Like, how is
Yeah.
things? Have you hit that goal? Why
Yeah.
did you think that didn't happen? But I'm checking in monthly,
Monthly. Yeah.
monthly,
No,
like
it's so true.
monthly.
That's
Any
I
moment I feel like doubt in my business, or if like even self doubt, like in myself, I
yeah.
have to check in because that there's a reason why that's coming up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Not nothing. So anytime you get
yeah.
that, stop and check in.
Yeah. I think
It's so
generally
important you
maybe
don't sell yourself short as well.
Yeah,
Never to sell yourself short
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because like it's. I remember. Sorry to interrupt. I remember like last year. I was just working like stupid hours. I'd be
Yeah.
working from like 9 till 8
Mm.
or there's one day the lockdown 9 till 2 10 till 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And it's for the sake of what, £40.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's now like stepping back, work smarter,
yeah,
Yes.
money,
yeah.
doing less customers. Here's the man.
Yan, sorry to interrupt you. Look who's joined the group.
Here's the man.
Who you guys talking about?
So his name's
Kingy. This is the guy.
Kingy Dog 5. We did
Oh, the guy that you mentioned earlier.
yeah, we were talking about him, and he decides to join in now. Like, proper good guy though.
His ears were burning.
Proper good guy, man. He
Yeah, no, we all love him.
his flowers, man. He deserves his flowers. But yeah, go on, continue, Yan.
Yeah, so just about like working smarter now, and it gives me time. I'm even closing an extra day, so it gives me time to do what I have to do.
Yeah.
Because I was just working, sleep, working, sleep, working. I want to do this, sleep, working.
Yeah.
Whereas now I'm just like, work smarter, do this, make the same or more, and so yeah, there's a lot of things, man. It's just we're living in a lazier generation as well.
The thing is, you're right. I know what you mean by lazy, yeah. But there's other countries, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe like Italy and France have it in certain ways. Like they work 4 days a week, and then they have a longer weekend, and some like have a 2-hour lunch break. So they close for midday. And
in Cyprus they do that.
But what you notice is there's a better quality of life. Like in Italy, it's very rush. So what, like one of my friends, he's like he manages at Virgin, so he's quite high up, and he would say to me like what they had to do and what was important for everything he does, because he's a very disciplined person. He said like he had to break all the stereotypes and the original rules and mindsets in order to be effective. Do you know what I mean? Because like, and I found that once I did that, that changed everything for me. I was able to be better, because I would be like, okay, I'm getting in for 6, 7, 8 or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But when you're doing like graphic design and stuff like that, it takes a lot of mind power. So sometimes I'd have to rest until 10. Before, it felt very like I was being lazy. But when I realized, no, I'm just caring about my health, I was then more productive. From 10 to 5. Do you know what I mean? So it's even though we're saying lazy, I
feel like when we think of like entrepreneurship and success, like, you know, we see it all the time, like, sleep is for the, what is it? Sleep is for the weak.
5 hours sleeping.
It's like what I call hustle culture. And I think when you get into business, you think you have to hustle real hard, innit, to make it successful. And then you burn out, and then you realize actually, like what Yan says, is working smarter. It's not harder, it's working smarter, because it's not sustainable to build like that.
And it's not lazy either, working smarter.
Yeah, it's just more efficient. Can you see the question that's popped up?
Have you ever thought to buy a mobile barber van? There's yes, kind of. There's
things in the pipeline.
Potentially, but this is what I'm saying. You need to speak to the barber agent. Like in the comments. That's what it is basically. Barber Stop UK is a barber agent.
Okay.
He takes barbers out to like Hideout Festival, all these festivals.
Okay.
Stage and all that. Sick, wicked concept.
No, it's a really good, because it's funny, I'm fortunate enough, like my friend Aaron Wallace, he's got a product now. He had a barbershop. It was in Croydon. I think the road's called George's Road. I think it's like that kind of like, it's not a market, but that bit across from Nando's. He was in there, so obviously I kind of got to see the insides of and outs of it, from him starting to like where he got to. And it was tough. So I've seen that inside out, and I think that's where he went from there, took his idea and then created a product, and now he more runs with the product. Who knows, he might go back to open a barbershop again. But that's why I've been asking, like, obviously we don't want to go too much and give too much away, but like,
sorry, I can't help. Someone's dinner's ready.
That's my mum.
Oh.
love
I'm
that.
coming later. There's no rush.
I love
I
that.
love
Oh, that's
that.
quality.
Oh, that's your mom, Kylie
Yeah,
Clinic. You said
Yeah.
hairdresser, right?
yeah, and no,
Yeah.
that's brilliant. And
This
obviously,
is her. This is her new curly clinic's her new thing. She sells products for like curly hair, afro hair.
Okay.
yeah, oh, that's
Um,
brilliant. Love that.
so go. I'm plugging you, mum. The extra
Yeah.
food for
Away.
me.
Away.
If he didn't
But
do that
yeah,
plug, he wouldn't get his dinner, innit? You know
yeah, yeah. She said one less potato.
what I mean?
I have a question for you, Jan. So obviously you said, well, Andrew said that you were like the hub of community, and then you spoke about like this academy and stuff. Like, what does giving back mean for you? Like, why do that, and what does it mean to you to give back?
I just get more satisfaction out of giving rather
Mm,
than giving me. Like, obviously, I appreciate people who help me career wise and stuff, but like, you get to a certain age where, like, even Christmas,
Mm.
I want to get people nice stuff, and
Yeah,
mm,
yeah, yeah,
I don't really, because I'm one of those like, if I want it, I can get it.
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I can save for it and get it, like rather than oh, get me this, get me that. I bang
yeah,
them, obviously. I say, oh, is that what you got me?
yeah, 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 yeah,
Mm,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. I just get a good feeling from
Yeah,
helping people, and because it doesn't hurt to be nice or
yeah.
like we.
mm.
Funnily enough, I don't know if you see it. I do me and my mate Lee. We do a virtual barber chair every Wednesday.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I've seen that. Yeah,
Um, so it's like a safe space for men.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, that's
Where
wicked, man.
yeah, yeah.
yeah, and then it got mentioned in like the papers, like the
Oh
local
wow.
papers.
I
Yeah,
So it was
love
cool.
that.
yeah,
But that's another thing, like so many people, and you're getting 9 to 10 people on it, which is
yeah, yeah,
decent number. You'd be like, it'd be nice just to.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think that's
Uh,
see, that's really good. I know you do
Nice.
you've done that.
Tell us a bit more about that, because
Yeah,
that
like
does
tell
sound.
us more, like
Tell us
because
more about it.
obviously that safe space is
Originally,
there. I don't know if
yeah,
Gemma, you probably do understand, but obviously in barbershops for men, like when you go to get a trim, it's not just a trim, it's a whole
Yeah,
it's
I've
it's a
heard
whole
this. That this is the place
experience.
that I heard that
no,
barbershop pubs are the place where men go, they
Yeah.
talk, and kind of open up a little bit more.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. You you
yeah,
you hear
it's
things from certain men which you probably wouldn't have heard them say in other
yeah,
yeah.
places. Yeah.
As barbers, yeah, for us it's just general convo. But you don't realize how much you impact. Like, I remember one guy coming in, he was like, talking about uni, he's like, I don't think I'm gonna go. I was like, do it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, go uni, man. If there's something you want to do, and then he come back, he's like, yeah, I'm doing it.
I'm doing it.
And
Yeah.
and it's stuff like that you get a satisfaction from as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
But with
this
the
like safe space, what is it? People come on, and how does it work?
basically it's a safe space for men. People come in, so it's via Zoom, and if it's anyone's welcome.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not like specifically aimed at anyone with mental health. It's
Yeah.
like just good conversation, barbershop chat,
Yeah.
and it's getting like we get people from bankers to personal trainers to
Mm.
barbers,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and yeah, it's cool. It's so good.
Have you guys, as men, have you guys noticed like a rise in um like more men speaking about their mental health?
100%. 100%. I don't know
Yeah,
how it started. Um, I couldn't tell you what was the trigger for it, but definitely like when I was a bit younger, I remember like my mentality was like, I'm a man, I just have to deal with it. Whatever it is,
Mm,
I have to deal with it. And that was kind of maybe how I was raised, maybe your own thoughts or whatever. But what I've noticed now is that now people speak a lot more, which I hope will lead to less people, like, for example, going into
yeah,
depression. Do you know what I mean? Because
mm,
I think some people like keep things in so much and push themselves into such a space that they can't come out of it after that. Do you know what I mean? Like it's so damaging.
mm,
But I find it myself when I'm just talking with people, expressing blah blah blah. All those feelings leave your body. Do you know what I mean?
mm,
yeah,
So like Yan doing that, like once again, you probably don't realize how you're affecting certain people, but there's definitely people, and they've come to me in the past, and people I spoke to that little things have changed their life. Like one this
Yeah.
year specifically, a guy messaged me and said to me like, Andrew, I don't think you realize that when we were younger, I think he had a knife or something like that. And he was in like a bit of a drama, and I stopped him. Now, at that age, to me, it was just a kind of thing of like,
Just
we're
stopping
just
him.
young, you're just stopping him. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I stopped him, I talked to him, whatever, blah, blah. Now we're talking 20, 22, 23 years later, or something like that. And he messaged me and he started talking about it. I was like, wow, like it's taken him that long for him to be able to maybe express it. But he was like, you've changed my life, because essentially if that didn't happen, his life could have been completely different. Do you see what I mean? So
Yeah.
for me, it's weird that when he actually messaged me, I never even contemplated that I'd done that in my life. I'd completely forgotten about it. It was just something
Yeah.
I did at the time. But now you look and you're like, okay, if people start opening up about these things and talking more, you might have less of those scenarios. Because,
Right.
do you know what I mean? The reason he might have done that is because of trouble at home, or he was being bullied, or this or this or that. But if you've got someone to go to, someone to speak to, you can get, like, you can express yourself, but then you can also get feedback from them. Like Yian just said, you literally like told the guy, no, go college or go uni. Like that might be the difference between someone messing up their life and career and not. So now what you're doing, a lot of respect for that, man. That's really, really good. So,
Even like people, I don't know if they're selling drugs and stuff,
yeah,
you get to them all the time.
yeah,
And when they do stop, you don't know, you could have contributed to them stopping and stuff like that.
exactly.
It takes one chat.
Yeah.
One, yeah,
I think it's when you are feeling a certain way though, it's important not to self-diagnose.
yeah, yeah,
Because I feel a lot of people
yeah,
do that as well
yeah,
sometimes.
yeah,
Like if I have a couple of days where I'm not feeling a certain way,
yeah,
I think, but that's for me. I have like faith, so I
yeah,
believe in God and stuff. So for me, it's when I get better.
yeah,
Yeah.
But some
Yes.
people, again, it's some people different, but I think if you are feeling a certain way, it's good to go and talk to someone
yeah,
rather than say, "Oh, you've got depression and you're feeling." Do you get what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
those things easily and quickly manifest.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And I think a lot of people are more going to for counselling now and being open about it as well. Because it used to be like counselling was kind of like this thing for only with people with demons in their head. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah,
now what I've seen is like the average person is doing it. Like maybe even a footballer who's just down a little bit of confidence, isn't scoring or whatever, they're having this now. I think that's really, really good once again, because it's people trap themselves in their own demons for too long, and then that manifests, becomes a problem, and then somebody like obviously will go and commit suicide or something, and nobody had a clue. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
nobody had a clue at all. So yeah, no,
And that's
really
still
love
going
that.
on. That's sad, that one.
Yeah,
When people were here one day, the next day they just
Gone.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I've seen it a few like friends, actual close friends it's happened to, and you're just like, huh? Him? Like,
just
you know what I mean?
questioning.
Like,
Yeah,
they were happy. Do you know, like that's the thing that we always get wrong, is that they portray they're happy,
Yeah.
but there's another side behind it. So those type of conversations, we just need to get rid of that kind of like every single person on the earth can be vulnerable. It's as simple as that. And once we get past that, then I think things will just be a lot easier.
yeah,
And then once, as you two both know as well, it like running a business, you have to overcome like those days where you're feeling bad. You kind of have to overcome it, because your client doesn't want to know like
Yeah.
that. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah.
I also think that's another thing. I know people have deadlines and stuff like that, but we just have to get to that point where people can go, do you know what? I'm not feeling that great today. Can we resume later? Do you know? Or
Yeah, that's something I've become good at, because obviously, you know, I've had my own issues with mental health. I've had counselling and stuff.
Yeah.
So now if I feel some type of way, firstly, do you know what? I don't even try and fight it off.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
I'm having a bad day, I kind
yeah,
of just let myself have that bad day, because I think we need to also to some degree is like normalized. Like, do you know what? I feel a bit sad today. That's an emotion, and that's a valid emotion. Just being happy, right? So when we try and suppress those like negative emotions, I feel like that's when it starts to get worse. But I feel like if I have a bad day, I let myself have that bad day. I stay in bed, I lay down, I cry, I let it all out. But like what Yan said is knowing that, do you know what, this is just one bad day. One bad day, it's going to be absolutely fine. But I feel like we need to be okay with the negative emotions as well as the positive. They're both very valid. They're both okay to have. But obviously, is then knowing when you need to seek help. Do you know what I mean? Is knowing when actually this has been a couple of days now. Like, or
how can people like find out about your Zoom? Because what I will do is push that out as well, because I've got
push it on
people, especially for men, I think as well.
I always put it on social media. Like as much as I can. But then again, even then, I feel like people sometimes are too scared to ask. It's not even like and it's not even like a thing if you're struggling mental health. It's just a conversation lasts for an hour out of the day. But even going back to what you said, it's Gemma, like what you said is true. I was reading a book about it. It's about being aware, and when you do feel how you said you're feeling, you have to welcome it sometimes. Because when you're stressed, you're resisting. So sometimes you just gotta let it and then let it go.
Let it go, especially with anxiety. Like, obviously, I struggle with anxiety. So before, I would feel that anxiety come up and try my hardest to push it away. But the harder I tried, the worse it was getting. When I just said to myself, you know what, I'm a bit anxious right now. Why are we feeling anxious? When I just said to myself, do you know what? It is what it is. Be with it. It would go. It would go. But it is, for me, it's important to say, like, I say to my daughter, I've got a little girl, and when she cries, she asks if it's okay to cry. And I'm like, girl, you cry, let it out. And then she really lets it out. But it's like, I don't know why we got to that point in life where it's like, because we wouldn't say, if we were happy, we wouldn't say to ourselves, oh, this is a bad feeling, I need to stop feeling happy. We wouldn't tell ourselves, we were more of that. You know? But when we're sad, we're like telling ourselves, oh, this is bad, I shouldn't be feeling like this. And it's like, you need to be okay with, it's okay to not be okay. And I think someone else already said that as well. Like, it's okay to not be okay, but it's just then knowing when to seek that help, you know? That's where you need to be aware of what's a bad day and then what's a really bad day. That awareness, sit still with yourself. Your thoughts are enemies, like they're trying to, your thoughts are always a red flag to something.
And you have to be aware of your thoughts as well. So it's important that you're in control of your thoughts. If you're feeling something, even if you're talking to yourself, just like, oh, shut up.
But Jan, I think you're doing that on all different angles, because what you've done, and something I admire majorly, because I had to do it as well in a different kind of way, is like, I worked like for a company like for maybe 8-10 years, something like that, and then I got to a point where I was like, this isn't the life I want. Now I need to do this and that. Now when I did that, of course, your own parents will only want, like, they're going to want the best for you, so they want you to be secure. So they're going to tell you, no, don't do it, this, that. But I knew in my head, if I continue to do that for 30 years, for example, I'm going to live a very unhappy life. So I had to do what was true to myself. And I see that with you rebranding your business, it's almost like you're taking care of your mental health and doing what's right for you. But that way, look, obviously we pray that it never happened. But just say, for example, if it didn't work, just like my business, if it didn't work, you know what? At least I knew I did everything my way. Do you know what I mean? Then I think I'd sleep easy. But I think once, I was saying that in the last live as well, is that when I spoke to some people who were elder at my old workplace, they would say that they was unhappy kind of because they kind of not lived a lie, but the talents they had and the life they live had just been suppressed. Like they'd literally gone 30, 40 years just living somebody else's like dream, or do you know what I mean, what their parents
wanted the weekend or
exactly. So nah, man, really good. what I'm going to do, we're probably going to wrap it up now because it's been a great hour. But what I'm going to put the picture out. Please send me everything that you have, that obviously your safe space and stuff like that, so I can promote it, because me and Gemma, we're going to continue to do this now, and we're going to put out like content so people can kind of see, and there's going to be a place on my website for everybody that I've spoken with. So I just want to promote everything and make sure that everything you're doing is in the like description of that content. But like, much appreciated
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for having me, man.
Thank you for everybody that tuned in again. Love to have everybody here, man. I proper appreciate it. All the comments, all the questions, all the love, and like,
yeah,
thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And we'll catch up again soon.
Yeah, we'll catch up soon. Thank you, Gemma.
We'll have a progress report. Thank you, guys.
Definitely. Go and enjoy your dinner.
Yeah.
I want to know what it is now.
Oh yeah, put a picture up. Put a picture up, please. Put a picture up. And
all right, take care.
And your mum's account, I'll be sharing that as well, man. Appreciate it.
Cheers, guys. Take care.
Bye.
Later.